Today's lesson is about vector operations. So yesterday we learned some very basic stuff about vectors. Today I want to show you how to do addition and scalar multiplication. So we're going to let u, which is a vector, we learned that today or yesterday. The lowercase bold letters are our vector form, is u1, u2, and v is equal to v1, v2. And we're going to let both of those be vectors. To do our sum, we're going to do u plus v, or to be able to do u plus v, we're going to do u1 plus v1, comma u2 plus v2. So to find, when I want to add two things together, I just add their components. That's the rule for adding. The rule for subtracting is very similar. So if I want to do u minus v, I do u1 minus v1, and u2 minus v2. So I just subtract their components. The last thing, if I want to do ku, where k is a constant, I just multiply each part times that. So I do k u1 times k u2. And that's called a scalar multiple. Scalar meaning that I'm just multiplying by a number. That k is just a number. Okay. And we're going to look at an example of each one of these. We're actually going to look at two examples. So the first one is if I let u be equal to negative 2, 5, and v be equal to 3, 4. And I want you to find each of the following and sketch the resultant vector. Resultant just means what comes from this when I put these two together. So when we do that, we're going to do them tip to tail. You probably learned that in physics, but I'm going to show you that as well. If I have 2 times the vector u, I'm going to do 2 times, my u was negative 2, 5. So I'm going to do 2 times negative 2, 5. 2 times negative 2 would be negative 4. 2 times 5 would be 10, and so my resultant vector is negative 4, 10. If I draw a sketch of that, when I'm giving you these, I'm giving them to you, or you can assume that I'm giving to you in component form, meaning they start at 0, 0. So my original is negative 2, 5, goes about here. If I do 2 times that, I'm basically doubling that, and it goes to negative 4 and 10, which should be about here. So this is u. This whole thing is 2u. And again, that's just a sketch of what I want to see you do. If I look at part B, which is u minus v, vector u minus vector v, then I'm going to do u, which is negative 2, 5, minus 3, 4. So negative 2 minus 3, and then 5 minus 4, which results in negative 5, 1. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my x and y axis. Draw both vectors u and v, and then their resultant vector. Vector u would be negative 2, 5. So do that one previously. Vector v would be 3, 4. Oh, that went the wrong direction. There you go. Pretend like that one's not there. And then the resultant vector is negative 5 and 1. Meaning if I take u and subtract this from it, I get this one right here, which is u minus v as my resultant vector. Part C of this problem is u plus 2v. So I'm probably going to want to do that in 2 parts. I'm going to start with u plus 2v. The u part would be negative 2, 5, plus 2 times v, so 6, 8. If I add those, I'm going to get 4, and 5 plus 8 is 13. So my resultant vector is 4, 13. Again, if I sketch that, I'm going to start with u, which is negative 2, 5. I'm going to go to v, which is 6, 8. Somewhere around here. This is u, this is 2v, and if I do u plus 2v, I'm going to end up at 413, which is somewhere way up here. and that's my resultant vector. So you could do that for each one of those. I want you to both show your work to give me this final answer and then show me the resultant vector. The other thing that I want to show you how to do today is how to sketch the resultant. So we'll do one more like that, where we're going to let u be 3, 6, and v be 0, 0. And I want you to find u plus v in sketch. So just another example, really. If I do u plus v, I'm doing 3, 6 plus 0, 0. When I add 0, of course, that doesn't change anything. So then my original vector u is equal to my resultant vector u plus v. The assignment for this is A15, which is page 457, and that's numbers 21 to 23, which is just 3 problems, and that's because there's 3 parts on each. Please be sure to follow the directions and give me a sketch.